Shabbat, פרק ז', Mishnah ג'. מכאן ואילך, from here onwards, דנה מסכתנו, our Mishnah is going to deal with, בפרטי אבות והמלאכות שנמנו במשנה הקודמת. So we had 39 melachot in the previous Mishnah. So we're going to discuss each and every one of them with details. It was just the heading before. וכהמשך למה ששנינו עד פרקנו, and just like a continuation for what we explained until this chapter, חוזרת לדון באב האחרון. We're going to start with the last Av. What was the last Av that was discussed in the last Mishnah? המוציא מרשות לרשות. Someone who takes out from the private domain to the public domain, from the public domain to the private domain. What do we need? I thought we had all the discussions already, right? No. Let's see if we did. החל במשנתנו, this is going to be in our Mishnah, we're going to discuss it, ועד תחילת פרק י"א, and until the beginning of chapter י"א, so which means from פרק ז', from chapter ז' until פרק י"א, until chapter 11, it's going to be all this discussion. Each מלאכה, what exactly does it mean? פרק י"א עוסקות המשניות בקביעות השיעורים לכל מיני דברים לעניין החיוב בהוצאתו מרשות לרשות. We're going to discuss how much are you obligated when you take. For example, if you have one seed, you know, like גרעינים שאתה אוכל, you have one seed stuck in your bed and you walked within a Shabbos. Did you just transgress?
Probably, but you don't know.
You have to be in Korban?
No.
Why?
Because you don't know. It's not purpose.
Let's say you did it on purpose. Let's say it was on purpose.
Purpose, vital.
Oh, so the question is there a minimum measurement of how much you take out?
No.
You see, there's no anything. So that's what you're going to discuss. Is it anything or not? כהקדמה לכך באה משנתנו, as an introduction comes a Mishnah, לקבוע כלל על מהותם ושיעורם של הדברים. When it comes to the Torah, everything has a shi'ur. What does a shi'ur mean? As a measurement. You're not going to be obligated until you take the minimum amount. You're not allowed to take it. You're right. The rabbi is told you, what are you doing? You're carrying. But do you have to bring a sacrifice if you did it by mistake? No. You don't have to bring a sacrifice.
Because it's small.
Because it doesn't have a shiur. It doesn't have the minimum amount. So we have to learn what's the minimum amount. So, בשיעורה של שאדם חייב על אותם בשבת מרשות לרשות. When are you obligated? When you take something on Shabbat from one domain to another domain. ועוד כלל אחד אמרו. And besides that, before we start with the measurements, we're going to learn another rule. This is an important rule. חכמים. The sage says another rule. כל הכשר להצניע. All that is kosher to hide. What does it mean, kosher? People keep it. I'll give you an example. You have bread. Bread is not such a good example. You have carrots or peas on your plate. Yeah? When are you going to throw it away to the garbage? When are you going to leave it? When are you going to put it in the refrigerator? So if it's 2 peas, goes in the garbage. 3 peas, goes in the... So they're trying to say, what's the minimum amount of peas you're going to put in the refrigerator? And that amount, you're going to be obligated, taking it out. That's what kasher le'atzniya. That people put it away. You know, you have salt. How much salt you're going to put it away? You understand what I'm saying? דבר שראוי להצניעו ולשמור עליו. Something that is befitting for people to keep. מפני שיש לאדם תועלת בו. It says, what does it mean? If you've got one salt, so what am I going to do with one grain of salt? There's nothing I can do. If I've got 100 grains of salt, maybe there's something I can do with it. But 1 grain of salt, there's nothing I can do. A teaspoon of salt, okay. Maybe it's people put aside. But a couple of, nobody hides. So if you take out a couple of grains of salt on Shabbat,
No problem.
say it again, you don't have to bring korban. But there is a problem. The rabbis don't like it. Umatzni'im kamohu. And people put aside like this amount. כשיעורו של זה, like this measurement. כלומר, שיש בדבר זה שיעור שרוב בני אדם עשויים להחשיב לעצמם. Most people are going to put it aside. They're not going to throw it away. They're going to think it's important. They have a use for it. That's what it means. והוציאו בשבת. So if it has the measurement and you take it out on Shabbat, מרשות לרשות, from one domain to another domain, בשוגג, by mistake, חייב עליו חטאת. Then you're obligated a sin offering, because it has the measurement. אף אם הוציאו הוא העשיר, ואין הדבר חשוב בעיניו. And this is the important part. What happens if for you it's unimportant? In your house, you don't keep it. You have so many, for example, I'll give you an example where it can happen. For you, if you have, let's say, a potato, or half a potato, you put it back in the refrigerator. Imagine a potato farmer. He has millions of potatoes. For him, half a potato is important? No. So what happens if he carries that on Shabbat? So we don't care that he's rich in potatoes, so-called. He's still going to be obligated, because most people is what? It's important for them. So we don't go by the individual. If it's important to you, we go by if it's important to the people in society. So if most people in society will keep it aside, even though you're rich, you're gonna be obligated. Okay. וכל שאינו כשר להצניע, and anything that society doesn't put aside, doesn't have an importance to it, שאין הדבר ראוי להוציאו, that nobody will take these grains or whatever and put it aside, ואין מצניעים כמוהו, people don't put it aside, או שבני אדם אין מחשיבים כמותו אלא אחד החשיב וצניעו, but this guy, it was important for him. He decided it's important. Nobody, let's say, put 3 peas, thinks that 3 peas is important. Nobody is going to take 3 peas and put it back in the refrigerator, right, after he eats the food. What is he going to do? He's just going to throw it. It's unimportant. Nobody keeps 3 peas. It's still little to keep. But this guy did keep it, because he's poor. And he carries it on Shabbat. Is he obligated? What do you think?
No.
Let's see. והוציאו בשבת בשוגג, and he took it out on Shabbat by mistake, אינו חייב אלא מצניעו. So it says, if it's important to you, you are obligated. Even though the entire society doesn't think it's important. Because you gave it importance, you think it's important, and you're carrying it out because of its importance, we're going to make it important for you. So it works only one way. If you're rich, if you're saying it's only important for me, then it doesn't work. But if it's poor, it does. No, it's opposite. Erase what I just said. If you're rich and everybody else is saying this is the measurement, and for you it's not enough, I don't care. Even if you take it out, it's important. And if you're poor, even if you take less than the measurement, if it's for you important, you're going to bring khatat. Because for you it's important. It depends if it's important or not. For you it's important, you bring it. אם הוציאו זה שהצניעו, הרי הוא חייב חטאת. If he took it out, the one who hid it, then he's obligated חטאת. אבל אם הוציאו אחר, but if a regular person takes it out, then it's not, like we discussed. אינו חייב שלגביו אין זו מלאכה. He's not obligated because for him it's not considered מלאכה.